Really great stuff last time with Masato backstory, looks into Shinji, the things that he's kind of after, the way that he's gonna approach things, I guess, going forward, and a little bit scary thinking about that. But hopefully we don't take it the direction that we probably will, and things go good for him. But I find that hard to believe. Hopefully we expand a little bit more and get into reasons behind Asuka, her relationship with her mom, and a whole bunch of that stuff. Understand Second Impact a little bit more, how Masato really ended up in the position that she like kind of did here with that with Nerve, and we can expand a little bit more on Shinji too and his understanding of the situation that he's in, and his feelings towards his dad, and hopefully he has somebody to set him on the right path and let him know like he's got to find something else to go for, because this right here is not going to go well for him mentally. But we'll have to see what ends up happening here. I hope you guys enjoy. If you like it all, the like and subscribe. If not, to me, feel free to stick around for the discussion. Leave comments for this episode or this series. Let's get going though with episode 13. I wonder, now that we saw the wings of the angel and everything that was in the South Pole, if we're able to see anything else in the OP, because I usually don't pay too much attention. But I guess I will this time and just see if I notice anything new. We'll probably talk about it at the end if I do. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Cool. Huh? Okay, understandable, I guess. Yeah, eyes forward, buddy. MAGI 様々だわ。初実験の時1週間もかかったのが嘘のようね。テストは約3時間で終わる予定です。Damn, we got it down from a week to 3 hours. 違うわ。いつもと違う気がする。感覚がおかしいのよ。右腕だけはっきりして、あとはぼやけた感じ。右手を動かすイメージを描いてみて。はい。We're synchronizing so that you don't even gotta use controls or some shit. Maybe at some point we can just like fully move on our own and it does things. Gotcha. That's what we're talking about. Cool, cool. そこは人が現れてからの工事だからな。無理ないっすよ。みんな疲れてますからね。明日までに処理しておけ。怒りがうるさいからな。了解。Gotta get the fucking job done before the boss gets on us. いえ、新色だそうです。この上のタンパク壁。参ったわね。テストに支障は？今のところは何も。では続けて。このテストをおいそれと中断するわけにはいかないわ。怒り指令もうるさいし。I like how everyone keeps saying that. There's a side of him we don't get to see him too much, you know? That's just because we don't see him too much. Oh, fuck. There's probably an angel doing some shit that's... Okay, this is bad. Oh, this is bad, dude. This one doesn't even have a form. It's just leaking all in. Huh? What the fuck? Oh, it's in. Oh, wait, that's bad. Uh-oh.
レイは無事です。全プラグを緊急射出。レーザー急いで。AT フィールド。まさか。
Oh my god. That was a really cool way of showing it though.
何これ。分析パターン青。間違いなく使徒よ。
They get smarter and smarter, each of them. Or the person directing it does. Oh, here's the boy. He just rises above from the back. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Stay calm, brother.
探知機のミスだ。日本政府と委員会にはそう伝えろ。あ、はい。アダムに近すぎる。汚染はシグマユニットまでで抑えろ。ジオフロントは犠牲にしても構わん。
Sacrifice the Geofront? What the fuck?
すぐ地上へ射出しろ。
We don't care about
初
them.
号機を最優先だ。そのために他の2機は破棄しても構わん。
初号機をですか？しかしエヴァなしでは首都を物理的に殲滅できません。
その前にエヴァを汚染されたら全て終わりだ。急げ。あれが首都か。仕事どころじゃなくなったら。
There's always just getting out of there. Every time something comes up, he's like, I wasn't here.
エヴァなしで首都に対しどう攻める？
How do you fight an angel that doesn't really have a form? Should be the question too.
つまり酸素に弱いってことらしいわね。
オゾン注入、濃度を増加しています。聞いてる聞いてる。
変ね。
あれ、増えてるぞ。変です。発熱が高まってます。汚染域また拡大しています。
ダ
Oh.
メです。まるで効果がなくなりました。
今度はオゾンをどんどん吸っています。
オゾン止めて。
Hey, what the fuck do we do?
進化している。
Yeah, what the fuck did he do? This is like the first time I think that like we've really been like at a loss, not understanding where to go.
人間技じゃないぞ。逆算に成功。この施設内です。ビートの地下プリブローボックスです。
Oh.
光学模様が変化しています。
本部のメインバンクに侵入され
Jesus
ました。
fuck, bro.
メインバンクを読んでます。解除できません。
奴の目的は何だ？
メインバスを探っています。
I actually don't know. Probably after fucking Adam, dude.
するつもりです。
That's the last thing we need to happen here.
IO システムをダウンしろ。
カウントどうぞ。3、2、1。
Oh no.
電源が切れません。
使徒、さらに侵入。メルキオーネに接触しました。
密磁爆が偵査されました。秘訣
Wow.
秘訣
メルキオールがバルタザールをハッキングしています。
ロジックモードを変更。シンクロコードを15秒単位にして。
了解。
Oh.
どのぐらい持ちそうだ？
Like 15 seconds.
2時間くらいは。
Oh, alright.
マギが敵に回るとはな。
の使徒と考えられます。その
What
個
the
体が集まって群れを作
fuck?
り、この短時間で知能回路の形成に至るまで爆発的な進化を遂げています。
進化か。
はい。
Living
彼に常に
beings.
自分自身を変化させ、いかなる状況にも対処するシステムを模索しています。
Ugh.
確かに生物の生きるためのシステムそのものだな。
自己の弱点
It's like a
を
life
克服
cycle.
進化を続ける目標に対して有効な手段は死なばもろとも。マギと心中してもらうしかないわ。
But that's
マギ
the
システ
big
ムの物理
loss.
的消去を提案します。無理よ。
And she's not gonna want that, of course.
と同義なのよ。では作戦部から正式に要請するわ。拒否します。技術部が解決すべき問題です。何意地張ってんのよ。一人で全部抱え込んで他人を当てにしないのね。
I must be the
人が
one
進
who
化し
changes
続けるの
those.
なら賞賛はあります。
進化の
How
促進か
so?
ね。
はい。
進化の終着地点は自滅。死そのものだ。 ならば進化をこちらで促進させ
Okay. But things are gonna get really bad before they work.
マギとの共生を選択するかもしれません。
でもどうやって？
That's like just a prayer
目標が
though.
コンピューターそのものなら、カスパーを使徒に直結。逆ハックを仕掛けて自滅
That's
促進
once
プログラムを
again.
送り込むことができます。が、
同時に使徒に対しても防壁を解放することにもなります。
カスパーが早いか使徒が早いか
カスパーまで侵されたら終わりなのよ。
You have to have
約
faith
束を
in it.
守るわ。
Alright. All the notes.
開発者のいたずら書きだわ。
Yeah.
裏コードだ。マギの裏コードですよ、これ。
さながらマギの裏技大特集ってわけね。
こんなの見ちゃっていいのかしら。あ、びっくり。これなんてイントの C よ。
Alright, now geeking out. Things are getting bad.
ありがとう、母さん。確実に間に合うわ。
So she chose to have faith that we'd be able to find the answer within here, left behind through her mom, which luckily was the case. Puts us in a good position, hopefully. A hopeful one, at least.
褐色 OS って知ってる？
ええ、第7世代の有機コンピューターに個人の人格を移植して思考させるシステム。エヴァーの操縦にも使われている技術。
Yeah.
マギはその第1号らしいわ。母さんが開発した技術なのよ。
じゃあ、お母さんの人格を移植したの？
そう。
So that's why we had to choose to trust you there. Because you would know better than anyone in that situation, you'd assume.
これは母さんの脳みそそのものなのよ。
Oh, what the fuck?
それでマギを守りたかったの。
違うと思うわ。母さんのことそんなに好きじゃなかったから。科学者としての判断。
自爆範囲はジオイド震度マイナス280マイナス140ゼロフロアです。特例
I'm gonna choose to trust in her. I think she's got this.
18秒後に乗っ取られます。
自爆装置作動まであと15秒。
リツコ、急いで。大丈夫。1秒近くに余裕があるよ。
Mm.
秒ってゼロのマイナスじゃない。
Yeah. The line that you're always using.
4秒、3秒、2
押して。
秒、1秒、0秒。
Well done. Well done. Make us all panic for what? Nice.
人工知能により
I forgot they were still doing this.
裸じゃどこにも出れないじゃない。
I forgot.
早く誰か助けて。
I feel they have their own nerve mugs. Keeping
美
your
里の入れ
promise
てくれたコー
again.
ヒーをこんなにうまいと思ったのは初めてだわ。死ぬ前の晩、母さんが言ってたわ。マギは3人の自分なんだって。科学者としての自分、母としての自分、女としての自分。
Mm-hmm.
その3人がせめぎ合っているのがマギなのよ。人の持つジレンマをわざと残したのね。実はプログラムを微妙に変えてあるので母親にはなれそうもないから母としての母さんはわからないわ。だけど
But yeah, and you can try and understand her as the others.
女としては憎んでさえいたの。
今日はおしゃべりじゃない。
たまにはね。
I mean, it's on the mind, you know?
パターンがインプットされていたの。最後まで女でいることを守ったのね。ほんと母さんらしいわ。
Alright. What an interesting way for them to take the episode. Not having us fight, or calling the first half at least Angel Attack, and not having it be this physical form like one that we're used to seeing, but instead making it this thing that's like essentially like a virus and attacking our computer systems here, and allowing us to have to fight up against that and not using any of our main three, but instead focusing more on the adults and the people working within Nerve, and the way that they can kind of combat that while expanding a little bit more on the creation of these things and kind of giving a little bit more context to relationships and feelings of these younger people to their parents and how they've dictated like so much of kind of what is occurring nowadays and what's actually happening, which I think is pretty cool. Sorry if I wasn't even saying much throughout the reaction. I mean, it was just like constant 2 lines of words like over and over and over that made it, you know, really hard to try and focus while saying things at the same time. On top of I was confused for like 80% of it and like uncertain it felt like as to where we were going with a lot of it, that I couldn't really form anything to kind of grasp onto and say. So I do definitely apologize for that. I have no clue how I'm going to edit that to make it flow, but also make it seem like I'm doing and saying things throughout it, but we'll see what we can kind of do, and who knows, maybe it'll turn out better than I thought, but I find it hard to believe. Getting lots of Ritsuko backstory here is pretty cool, or not really backstory, but focus, and backstory with her and her relationship regarding her mother, which I think is pretty cool. Us learning about this system, this thing that we use, essentially created by a human, right? This all-knowing system is created by the mind, essentially, of her mom here, which is nuts to even think about, because we can look towards all these other things and creations that we have and all the enemies and stuff that we're kind of going against too in these moments, and point a lot of that towards somebody is out there creating a lot of these things that are happening, and it's through the mind of a single individual is capable of a lot of this sort of stuff. What the fuck, you know, does that mean for so many other things that we're having to go against? And it's definitely scary to even start considering what is to come at some other point. But I really like the display of us having 3 separate parts to it and being like a full embodiment of like who she is as a person and the 3 different sides of her, and Ritsuko trying to, or struggling to fully grasp and understand certain elements of it, because maybe she isn't like a mother in that situation, so she's not able to, but being able to like try and understand like the certain sides of it, but noting as well that there's multiple sides to a person, and the things that the parent in the situation truly does affect a lot of the outcome of what exactly the capabilities and the personality and just mentality almost of the child in the situation kind of is, a reflection towards what we see with Shinji or somebody like Misato, and their envy almost towards the way that the parent kind of treated them or treated a lot of things within their life, and how they almost weren't too appreciative of them or weren't too just thrilled about the type of person that they were, didn't have the greatest relationship, uncertain if there's a true hatred towards them or if it's just a general dislike, or to what extent all of that kind of really is, and us exploring that even more about the impact that they kind of all have on them, which definitely will play big parts as we continue to go on and learn more about somebody like Asuka and her situation. As we know, we've already explored her mom a little bit, and we learn a little bit more about Shinji's father probably going forward too, and even Rei and maybe her situation and what she might have had for parents, or just how she views somebody like Shinji's father and stuff going forward, and a lot of that can be kind of indicating almost of that, which I think is pretty neat. This episode is going to be a little harder, not a little, a lot harder to go through scene by scene and really discuss a lot of the things that happen, because so much of it is just the dialogue that kind of comes about and not necessarily visual representation for a lot of it. But we'll talk about some things that I guess I didn't get on before, that I think will be pretty useful. I mean, her immediately thinking here and reflecting back on her mom, us then getting this moment where testing these autopilot things, and what exactly the purpose and all of this kind of is. Understandable that we have to constantly keep retesting these things. We're constantly evolving the systems and everything that you're using over time too, so we can never have enough tests, right? So it makes perfect sense that we're trying to do this and create these synchronizations and stuff. These synchronizations that they do with the Rei one is interesting, of us trying to like fully grasp on to the feelings of this, right? Of almost like we're trying to reflect what the Awa is kind of capable of doing based on what the physical abilities of the person kind of synchronizing with it is. And while we have full understanding of how high a synchronization can get, I mean, between the DNA and everything with the Avas and the humans kind of connecting in those moments, I'm assuming this also goes back towards the testing and everything that we did the last time of Shinji and his levels and stuff rapidly rising as well. There's so much more that they're constantly developing here, and that we're creating these perfect moments kind of between the two, that create them almost to become one, which is, I think, interesting and something to keep an eye on a little bit more. We figure out basically that this corrosion is occurring and it's constantly spreading throughout this. This is an angel attack at the moment. It's not the physical form that we're kind of used to, but lots of different things, such as like this virus and these things that are kind of like flooding in and creating problems for them. It's trying to get to the computer system. Why does it know exactly what to target and the thing that will be the most damaging almost for for them if they're able to get to and attack in this exact spot that they're trying to, right? Who is out there, who is kind of indicating and doing all this stuff. It's really something to note. I'm not sure even what the fuck I can begin to speculate in that moment, but there's definitely something. Attacking and doing everything, trying to shut off the power at multiple moments, things just absolutely not working, and nothing is going their way, and it's a complete uncertainty on their part, which is fucking insane that we're even in a situation like this. This is the most tense-filled thing that we've had the entire time. A lot of this just full uncertainty of, do they actually know what to do? Can we trust anybody in this situation? Are we at a complete loss here? It's not a physical fight that we can attack it with using the Avas and stuff, where we have to put our trust in these pilots and stuff. We have to put our trust in the higher ups, the engineers and the scientists and stuff behind everything that's made all the other episodes basically possible and made this organization of Nerve even become something. And that's a scary thing for us to see, especially when they seem so flustered and uncertain of what exactly to do. Kaji just seeing this and like escaping in the moments and saying, like, he's never present for the moments, like what he's doing and getting around it is kind of crazy. The father being concerned of them getting too close to Adam and everything. Once again, another reference, but not too much for me to understand or go off of, I don't think, given that kind of moment. I like when we place the priority. I don't know where it is, but at some point, basically, Shinji's father talks about the priority that he's placing on each of the systems. And first priority in concern here is for unit number 1, which is really weird to think about. Our understanding his relationship and everything with Shinji ain't the greatest, and he doesn't care too much and all that, and you know, it's not for his own benefit to use something that would be weaker than size unit number 2, this finalized almost version of it. It makes perfect sense why something like unit 1, somebody we've seen the dangers and stuff he's kind of put right through over time, doesn't seem to be too big of a problem for him to kind of just give up and sacrifice that instead. Also, prototype version doesn't really matter, but why the choice of choosing Shinji over Asuka? Is it the potential that he almost sees within her and her his connection to his Ava that he has, and the rapid increase that we're seeing? Is it something else that's special about that unit and everything that we are so much more concerned with, that is really important, that really hasn't been touched on or talked about much? Another thing really just to keep note of going forward. Sato trying to basically self-destruct this thing from the inside to save us, but at the same time Ritsuko not wanting that stuff to happen at all, completely refusing and feeling like she has to take this whole burden on herself and fix the whole situation. I mean, if anybody knows the system and knows, you know, the mind of the person that's involved in the creation of all of this stuff and the ins and outs of it, it's gonna be her. She's gonna know better than at least any of them will. Well, now not at the same levels and stuff of her own mother and the creator of this, she's gonna know more than they will. So she takes it upon ourselves to, we have to protect this thing, but also if we rapidly expand the evolution of this, it gets to a point in the cycle where death becomes a thing, and we have to kind of speed this process up if we want to do this as another form for her to kind of take, and we end up taking that on. I love everybody getting so excited coming in here and seeing like all the notes and all the things left kind of behind by her mother, which is great, and her just kind of being thankful for them to actually have the things that they're kind of looking for within it. Writing about him being a jerk is funny as fuck here. I wonder why and what their relation and all that stuff kind of was, and I'd be interested to kind of figure all of that out as Ritsuko goes in and she completely does what we need to. Of course, the last second with 1 second remaining is able to save us and fix this. Ritsuko being a little bit more open here, thankful to have these people around her to kind of comfort her and listen to these things that she actually say, and talking a little bit about her life with her mom, right? Her feelings towards her lack of understanding in certain things, but fully getting her at other moments and uncertain of her own feelings just towards her. I think is pretty neat. That's honestly all I'm gonna have. I really don't know too much more to say. That's one of those ones I think I gotta go back and watch just while I'm editing here. But the focus and the way that we decided to take everything, I think was really interesting for what they did. I'm just a little, I don't know what else to say, right? That was presented. It was presented in not the most straightforward way, I would say, either, and being so dialogue heavy and everything as well, while not maybe immediately expanding a lot of stuff regarding our actual characters and the interactions and stuff, our main ones that we're focusing on. It presents a lot of new stuff because we don't know really anything about Ritsuko or anything either to go into with that. Puts me in a spot that I'm like a little off on. I don't know. I really don't know what else to say. So sorry if I didn't do this enough justice as it was probably deserved. Just Oh, this happens sometimes. Hopefully you guys still enjoyed, though. If you liked it all, hit the like and subscribe to mean a lot to me. Feel free to leave any comments about this episode. Definitely could use them, I think, or just the series in general. I'll be back for episode 14 very soon. I hope you guys have a fantastic one, though. Peace.